had a teacher say to me once, after I finished my presentation, this teacher came up and she said, oh, I'll tell you, she says, these young teachers got to understand, and my older colleagues need to understand, if you don't have hobbies in your life that fill your heart and fill your soul, the children kind of drain it over years and years, kind of like your battery going dead. Oh, she says, I think it's just important to have fun in your life. Me, she says, I have a garden. I don't do a lot of that exercise stuff. I walk, but I have a beautiful garden. I teach 3rd grade, and I name my flowers after my students. Just like that, she said. And of course, she pulled me right into it, and I said, oh, that's precious. Oh, yes, she says, because if you have a bad day, well, you go home, pick them, and pluck their little heads off like that. I stand before teachers and I say, I have, depending on the presentation, 8 things to share, or 3 things to share, whatever. As soon as I say that, you hear this rustling of papers. What's that? It's the elementary teachers taking out their spiral notebook and their pens and their pencils, and they turn to their colleagues who all sit beside them, because it's like the principal said, now listen, we're going to the big school. Stay together, stay together.
While Murray's focus and intensity as a world champion athlete make him a powerful speaker, it's his intimate knowledge of educators that will endear him to your teachers and administrators.
So now we've got the middle school teachers, and I say, I got 5 things I want to share with you today. And the middle school teachers look at each other and say, oh, shoot, you got a pen I can borrow? Then we've got the high school teachers. I say, I got 5 things I want to share with you this morning. And they say, if it was important, you should have put it on a ditto. Mandy, did the word ditto mean anything to you? It did? How about this? Is this familiar to you? Here's what Mandy knows. Here's what Mandy knows. You ready? 23, enter. Who's got a piece of paper I can borrow? Can you tear a piece off for me? That's what Mandy knows. Here's what we know. You ready? Those of you, raise your hand if you started when Dr. Rick and I did in the 60s, somehow in education, yeah? All right, let's add to that. You keep your hands up and add to that 70s, 60s and 70s. Wow, you're old. No, you are chronologically gifted. Mandy knows 23, enter. Here's what we know. Or, I guess we hit a little close to home on that one, didn't we? Or if you had a particularly stressful week, you didn't even bother with the paper, you just unscrewed the top to the machine. You can understand this. Your persona is key to influencing people around you. Because you imagine working on a committee, on a school board, having a teacher, colleagues, friends, family, with words like these. Especially that last one, alive. Raise your hand if you've ever worked with somebody who died, but continued coming to work for 10 or 12 years after they died. They show up all the time. You see them after lunch. They're the ones who are counting. Some are counting big numbers. Yeah. How do you keep that fire alive? How can you be a school board member, a school administrator for years and years and years and keep that fire alive? That is a real challenge, to do something for many years and keep that fire alive.
Change is an important theme in Murray's presentations, and he always challenges his audiences to continually adapt and to be agile, resilient, and innovative.